They knew he was innocent. The proof was right there. And they still took 21 years of his life. This is not just a crime story. This is a story about silence and what it costs. He was not famous. He was not powerful. He was just a regular man trying to live a quiet life. He worked long hours. He came home tired. He believed that if you did nothing wrong, nothing bad would happen to you. He was wrong. One night, a crime happened not far from where he lived. A terrible crime. The kind that makes headlines and scares a whole city. The police were under pressure. People wanted answers. The media wanted a suspect. And fast. They didn't look for the truth. They looked for someone to blame. That someone became him. At first, he thought it was a mistake. He answered questions calmly. He believed the truth would protect him. It didn't. When the interrogation lasted hours, then more hours. No lawyer, no sleep, no break. They told him they had evidence. They didn't. They told him witnesses saw him. They hadn't. They told him if he just explained himself, he could go home. He never went home. By the end of the night, he was exhausted, confused, afraid. And that's when it happened. A confession. Not because he was guilty, but because he was broken. That confession became the case. From that moment on, the truth stopped mattering. There was evidence that didn't match him. It was ignored. Some timelines made no sense. They were adjusted. Some witnesses contradicted the story. They were dismissed. The system had decided. And once it decides, it does not like to be challenged. At trial, the confession was everything. The jury heard it. They saw his tired face. Only they trusted the system. Why wouldn't they? They were never told how the confession was made. They were never shown the missing evidence. They were never allowed to hear the full truth. And so the verdict came quickly. Guilty. He was sentenced to life behind bars. When the judge spoke, his mother cried. When the gavel hit the desk, his old life ended. Just like that. Prison is not just bars and walls. It is time disappearing. Days blend into years. Birthdays are missed. Funerals happen without you. He watched his parents grow old through short visits and thick glass. He watched hope fade from their eyes. But he never stopped saying the same words. I didn't do this. Years passed. Then something dangerous happened. Someone started asking questions. A lawyer looked at the case again, not quickly, carefully, and what they found was disturbing. Evidence had been collected and never shown. Test results that didn't match him were buried in files. A witness had changed their story, and the change was never disclosed. The truth had been there the whole time, not hidden by accident, but ignored on purpose, because admitting the truth would mean admitting failure, and the system hates that more than injustice. Appeals were filed. They were denied. Again and again, because reopening the case would embarrass powerful people. So instead, they let an innocent man rot. 21 years, think about that. 21 summers he never felt. 21 birthdays behind bars. 21 years of waiting for a knock that never came. The real criminal? Never charged. The officers who ignored the evidence? Promoted. The prosecutors who hid the truth? Untouched. Then, finally, something changed. New technology. DNA testing that didn't exist before. The results were clear. He was not the man. There was no doubt left. None. The same system that once spoke loudly went quiet. No apology. No press conference. No explanation. One morning, a guard opened his cell. You're going home. That was it. After 21 years. He walked out older, slower, changed. The world had moved on without him. Phones were different. The streets looked unfamiliar. Everyone he knew had aged. His parents did not live long enough to see his freedom. He stood outside the prison gates with a small box. Everything he owned was inside it. No amount of money can buy back stolen time. No words can undo lost years. When asked how he felt, he didn't shout. He didn't cry. He said something simple. if they knew the truth. And that is the part that hurts the most. Not that a mistake was made, but that the truth was known and ignored. No one went to jail for what they did to him. No one lost their job. No one paid for the silence. The system moved on. He had to rebuild a life from nothing. This is not one case. This is a pattern. And as long as silence is rewarded, it will happen again. The question is not whether the truth exists. The question is, who is choosing not to listen? Because somewhere right now, another innocent person is waiting. And the truth is being ignored again